Hey guys, welcome back. Today I just wanted to give you some random recommendations. These aren't makeup products per se, but they are sort of makeup adjacent. So you'll see what I mean as we get into it. So let's do this. First up, brush on lash glue. I saw a recent Instagram video from Jessica, aka The Blonde Man, here on YouTube and on Instagram, and I think she had probably used like duo glue in the squeeze tube, and there was a ton of glue on her lid, and she was making fun of herself and poking fun at herself for that. This is not a criticism, it happens to all of us. But she had just been introduced to brush on lash glue, and I have been using it for quite some time, like 2 years maybe at this point. I don't wear lashes a whole lot, but when I do, I don't like duo. I hate the smell of it. I hate the squeeze tube. I hate trying to make it precise when it's just never going to be. It's just a pain in the ass. This is the way to go. I have two to recommend to you. The first is from the drugstore. It's the Revlon Precision Dark Lash Adhesive. If you have fairer lashes, like lighter blonde lashes, light brown lashes, that kind of deal, you probably want to go for the lighter version of this because it is like straight up black. And if you accidentally touch it to your eyeshadow, it will show up black. It doesn't dry clear, but it just has a nice little brush on it. Mine's getting quite old, so it's a little gummy up on the wand here. But this is a fantastic glue. You apply it to the band of the lashes, let it dry for 20-30 seconds, and once you touch it down, it is locked into place. So you have to be really careful in terms of the placement when using it because, like I said, once it touches, that's where it's going to stay. But that's kind of a good thing because the last thing you want is applying lashes either for full day wear or a special event and it pops off. That's not cool. This will keep it in place. The other one that I have here is from House of Lashes. This is just called the Eyelash Adhesive. Again, it is dark, and again, it has very similar kind of wand to it. This one just has a slightly higher price point, but I think it performs almost as well as the Revlon. If I was to replace either of these, it would be the Revlon one. I just think it's just edges this one out a little bit. The next recommendation that I have is both a company and a product. So the company is the Cosmetic Archive. I have talked about them on my channel before, particularly in my decluttering videos, and I am going to talk about them again. I have a number of their organizers now. I'm not going to dig them all out of my drawer because I keep promising, but I am going to film a collection video in the near future. There's a few last minute little things that I want to do, and organizing is constantly an uphill battle. Just as soon as I get everything organized, I go and use my makeup and then it's all disorganized again. So I want to clean some stuff up lest anybody judge how messy I am. And once I have that in place, then I will be filming that video. But I do have one of their brush holders here. So this is the Mia brush holder. You can see their logo here. It's heavy duty acrylic. You can see the thickness of the acrylic on it here. You can see that I'm not using this as a brush holder. I use this little guy here, so it's got my face brushes and then my eye brushes here, and then I keep my sponges in this little container here. So, and I like that it says things. I don't know why, I'm a nerd, but I like it. What I use it for, as you can see, are little deluxe sample sized lipsticks, of which I have an extensive collection and had no home for them, so this works out perfectly. In the interest of full disclosure, Macy over at the Cosmetic Archive did send this to me, and she also sent me two of her mini alley organizers. That does not change anything about my opinion about this company and their products. I had already purchased products of my own. I had already raved about them on my own. This was just a nice added, very generous perk from the owner of the company. But the quality is, it's so good. You're going to invest in these. They're not horrifically expensive by any stretch, but they're not going to fall apart. You're not going to have to replace them. They're never going to just crumble under the pressure of holding all of your beloved makeup items. Also, it's a company you can feel good about supporting. It's indie, so it's owned by Macy and her partner, husband, not quite sure, doesn't matter. Also, they donate a portion of their monthly proceeds to Good Karma, which is an animal rescue in Minnesota, so you can feel good about that. Also, the Cosmetic Archive's Instagram feed is probably one of the most aesthetically pleasing things out there. So I will link her socials down below, and I will also link the Cosmetic Archive's website down below. Please go check them out. It is not an affiliate link, just so we're aware. I make no money off of this. I'm just making a recommendation. The next thing is kind of the defining characteristic of random, but they've been around for quite a while, like probably well over a year, possibly 2 years. I don't know. Time has lost all meaning to me now. I can't tell when something happens in the grander scheme of things, but I've had mine for probably the better part of a year, and people still ask me in my daily life, do you recommend it? Ye old pop socket. Sticks out like this, fully collapses. It's just a sticker, on it goes. I got mine for, gosh, probably about $12 on Amazon, and I can't live without the goddamn thing. It just sticks on there. I put it on there, like I said, the better part of a year ago. I have never had it come off. I've never had an issue with it sliding down the case. It's secure and sticks on there. Yes, I drink coffee at McDonald's, but I don't always have the little collector cards with me, so the stickers go on here. It just makes life so easy. I'm one of these people who just constantly drops my phone, like it's a way of life. This, not so much, not anymore. Also, it doubles as, oh God, I'm turning things on. Stop. It doubles as like a TV stand. So if I want to watch YouTube while I'm lying in bed, there, and it just sits like that. It's fantastic. So, if you've been on the fence about pop sockets, I highly recommend them. Okay, I've got 2 more, but I'm not sure which one I want to talk about first. Okay, we'll talk about Ebates first, and then I'll round it off with an actual makeup tool. So Ebates. Everybody has probably heard of Ebates, and I have been aware of Ebates for quite some time. I have seen other YouTubers talking about it, and I've always kind of felt like it might be some sort of scam. Wasn't sure. But I finally decided, what the hell, I may as well sign up and at least see what happens. And what happens is you make money off of your purchases. It's really quite simple. Before I sat down to film, I popped over to the Canadian Ebates website and looked at their store index. And it doesn't have a grand total, so what I did is I counted all the stores listed under A and B and then gave up, because just with the stores starting with those 2 letters, it came to 116. So there are quite literally hundreds of stores and websites available through this. So there are things like Sephora, there is Amazon, there is Old Navy, I'm just listing off the ones that I shop from. There's Expedia, there are car rental places, there are hotel places, there are all sorts of stores, like a ton of stores that I've never even heard of, and stores that we don't have here in Canada as well. Things like Anthropology is on there as well. And every store has a different rebate, I guess, or ebate as it were. So I think typically Sephora is about 2% that you get back off of your purchase, but I've often seen it go up to 8%. So they have, it's almost like sales where they will increase the rebate amount just arbitrarily. So I signed up, would have been July or August this year, and I've already received back $50. So what happens is it kind of pools up in your account, and then they pay it out just in random times throughout the year. So I think the next one for me is November. So it just saves up until they pay it out. I think it might be every 3 months or every 4 months. I'm not entirely sure because I'm just a new member to it, but they will just deposit it into your PayPal account and then you start again. That's pretty freaking awesome. There is no membership fee, there's no annual fee, anything like that. Completely free to sign up. And I think it's a great deal. Now I do have a referral link, which I will leave down below. It is going to take you to the Canadian site, so if you're American, probably not the most useful thing for you. Just Google Ebates. How the referral program works is if you use that link and then set up an account and make a purchase of $25 or more, I will receive $10 in my Ebate account. So I think I'm pretty sure that's only on the first purchase that you make over $25, so it's not an ongoing thing. You don't need to use the link. I'm just leaving it down there for convenience and with the hopes of receiving $10. And we're going to move on to the last recommendation, which is Volare brushes. I have a few of them. I want more. These are, okay, this is a MAC brush, so let's ignore that. These, they're so good. They're made in Japan. Most of them are a natural hair, synthetic hair blend. This one in particular, the E03, is all natural hair. And the reason I had the MAC brush out is because they are very, very similar. So this is MAC, this is Volare. The Volare is just a little bit softer. It's natural hair, so it picks up a little bit more pigment than the MAC. The MAC used to be all goat hair, now they're all synthetic. It's not a bad brush at all, but to put it into perspective, MAC is $30 Canadian, Volare translates to about $20 Canadian, and they are damned near identical. I've had my Volare brushes for a year. I wash my brushes quite frequently, and I have not had any problems with shedding. There is, I don't know if you can see it, there's like one little hair splayed out here. Not a big deal at all to me. They're soft, they're not scratchy, and they blend your shadows beautifully. The other ones that I have here, this is the E06, and it's just a nice little short shader brush. It is a little bit stained. I have to go in with a deep clean, but it's a nice little brush as well. This is a blended brush of synthetic and natural. E07, again, there's like one little hair that's splayed out on the edge here, but really nothing to write home about. I love this brush. It is fluffy, but still narrow and tapered. It's just a fantastic brush for going into the outer corner, blending up into the crease. Because it's narrow enough, I can even use it under my lower lash line. It's just, I love this brush. And this is one that I'd like to get another one of because I use it so often, so I can have a backup of it. The last one that I have here, this is the E09, and it's just a really small, almost like a pencil brush, but with a lot of flexibility in the tip, and it's incredibly soft. This one I really like to use if I'm using really dark shadows, just basically to stamp it into place, and then I'll go in with another brush and blend it out. It's also really good for under the lower lash line as well, or inner corner, things like that. Anything that requires sort of precision, this is a fantastic brush for. So just quickly, the price point on these brushes ranges from, I actually wrote notes today, from $13 to $24 US for the eye brushes, and from $24 to $52 for the face brushes. I don't have any of the face brushes, but I would like them. I really would. So I will link Volare Brush's website down below as well, and that is not a referral link or affiliate or anything like that. So there you have it. Those are 5 random recommendations that I have for you. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.